A lot of space here. Ellie's going to go with a finesse shot and it's headed into the top right hand corner. Miyuka is onside. Can he now finish his chance? And Miyuka slots it past the goalkeeper and he does it again, and we are now back on level terms. Hey guys, and welcome to the first episode of Season 3 of my Southampton Career series on FIFA 15, and also the first episode in the transfer window as well. So before we get into this transfer window, I want to see if you guys can smash over 800 likes for another episode later on today. So if we can do that, guys, that would be absolutely incredible. And at the start of Season 2, we actually hit that. We blew that away. We hit over 900 likes. So this is what we have at the moment in terms of my first team. And I've had a look at the team, and I think I'm going to go for a winger and a striker in today's episode. And before we get into making some new signings, the question of today is going to be the big one. Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo? Leave a comment down below, and also leave some comments with what players you want to sign in this transfer window. I want to kind of mix between high class players and young players as well, so you'll see me later on in today's episode, hopefully getting a young scout. As we're about to start off in the transfer window, I want to show you the budget before we move on to it. First of all, I've actually kept my job for this season. We had a fantastic season last year, and they outlined that here. They were really happy with it as well, and they thought it was marvellous in the Champions League especially. We were so close to getting through to the final in the Champions League, but now my league objective for this season is yet again to qualify for the Champions Cup. My season budget is going to be 21.5 million, and at first I looked at that and thought I need a bit more, but if you think about it, I might be selling a few players. That's not too bad, so I'm actually happy to have that kind of money, but we can still sell a lot of players in this transfer window, and it's enough money to hopefully buy a winger and a striker. And to finish off, we have got my Champions Cup objective, and even though we reached the semi-finals last season, they're expecting me to reach the knockout stages, and later on in the series you'll find out who I'm up against in the group stages. But anyway, let's now move on to the big part. Let's sign some new players. I've added so many new players to my shortlist. I'm not going to go through every single player. I'll be here for about 20 minutes probably. So we're just going to go through a few players I've added to the shortlist. First of all, Kurt Zouma, who was recently gone back to Chelsea, but I'm hopefully going to go from this season permanently as well. So there we are. Also got Thomas Müller, and the reason I added this guy to the shortlist is because this guy is so clinical, and he's only, I think, 26 years old, and can play right mid, cam, striker, and left mid as well. He will be perfect for this team, and when I look for a new striker on SoFifa.com and through your guys' comments in the comment section, I saw this guy pop up so much, and he has incredible finishing as well. So the big question of last season was, do I go for a new cam to add to the team? And you saw last season I added Ericsson and also Isco to the shortlist. You guys love the sound of this, but I just thought it's too unrealistic for my second season. But it is now time to go for one of these players. Leave a comment down below and I might make an offer later on in the episode. I've actually added on 3 new players to the shortlist. We've got Bruno Fernandes, we've got Coutinho from Liverpool, and finally Hakan Çalhanoğlu from Bayer Leverkusen. And they've all got great stats, and I would love to go for a new cam in this third season of this career mode series. But the main question is, I need a striker, and last season Miyuka came off the bench and scored more goals than Dybala scored all season. He played at least 60 minutes each game, and he only scored 4 goals all season. So I think it's about time we go for a new striker. But as you guys have said in the comment section, a lot of people go for him, so I don't know if I want to go for him or not. He's 25 years old, he's near full potential as well. He would do a fantastic job if we want to try and win the Champions League this season, but I'm just not sure if I can afford him, so we'll move on from that. I also got Icardi as well from last season. We've got Javier Hernandez, who scored the winner for Real Madrid against Atletico in the Champions League. So he is 28 years old, which is the only thing I'm thinking about, and he's also valued at £27 million, which is incredible money. But he's what I want in a striker. Good finishing, pacey, decent enough kind of other stats like jumping and that kind of thing. But we'll wait and find out in today's episode. So we're going to start off the new season with a transfer offer for Morgan Schneiderlin. And I think he's actually my highest worth player in the team, coming in at £18 million. And the offers come from Bayern Munich, who actually bought Gaston Ramirez last season. Could it be a repeat of that? But we're going to go with, I'm not sure if I want to sell him, because if I do sell him, I could buy maybe 3 or 4 players to add to the team. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to go and counter offer for maybe 30 million. Maybe that's a bit too much, but if I do sell him, I want to get big bucks for him as well. So we've also got another transfer offer, and I think this one was for one of my youth scout players, and it's actually Greg Bell. So here he goes off into, I think, Swindon Town for a season-long loan, and let's see how well he does. So, a player that you guys want to see leave the team this transfer window is going to be Pablo Osvaldo. He did nothing last season, and it's actually come from Juventus, who have offered 8.5 million. He's unhappy. He's worth 9 million pounds, and I'm going to go with a counter offer of around about, maybe, let's say 15 million pounds. And if they accept that, I'll be happy enough to let him go, because he's I think my second or third highest rated player, and is on a massive wage as well, as Benatia has just gone to Chelsea for 23 million. But yes, so that's crazy. I didn't even notice. Snarling has just gone for 30 million pounds. I decided to just advance, and in those few days, Snarling has gone to Bayern Munich for 30 million pounds, and now I've got 25.5 million left to spend. And that's good, because now I can get Thiago into my first team. No excuses, and I want to make Thiago the main player in this team. Snarling's done a great job for the last 2 seasons, but it's now time to move on. And they've now spent they've spent like 50 million on my players in the last 2 seasons. But I didn't even realise he went. I just saw, first of all, the player sold email, and then I saw the one underneath. You can see here that he's actually gone for 30 million pounds. Snarling's just gone. He didn't even bother telling me he's going, and off he goes. So that is massive news. But anyway, another transfer offer here for Forster. It's about time we go make some new transfers. We have now got nearly 50 million to spend in this transfer window. Forster's going nowhere until I maybe go for a new goalkeeper. So there we go. And also, we got another transfer offer for Osvaldo, and I'm not sure if should I accept that. Should I accept that? I'll tell you what, guys, I'll leave it down to you. So leave a comment down below. Should I try and sell Osvaldo? But it's now time to go and make some new signings with this 50 million pounds. If I do sell Osvaldo in this transfer window, I'm not going to sell any more players. As I've said so many times in the past few seasons, I want to keep the Southampton feel in the team. So that's the last player I will sell in the transfer window. You see, I've still got so many Southampton players, and we're still in season 3, and we're going for the Champions League, and that shows how good the team has done in the last few seasons. Snarling was easily, I think, maybe 2 or 3 higher rating than any other players in the team. So it's about time we go and get one of these world-class players, and I'm going to start off with Isco. I'll basically leave it down to you guys for the next episode. So say I get to that stage, I'll leave it down to you guys. But let's go with maybe an offer of 25 million pounds. Exactly what I got from the Snarling offer, and let's see what Madrid say to that. So I went ahead and offered the 36.5 million that Real Madrid wanted for Isco. Is that a tad overpriced? Let me know by leaving a comment down below. But I just need a cam like this, and if I don't go for Isco, I'll happily go for a younger, maybe more potential kind of player. But Isco is fantastic on this game, and I don't see him being used too much on career mode as well. And obviously, James Rodriguez on FIFA career mode, he is used so much more than Isco. So I want to get into his full potential, and he's been wasted at the moment at Real Madrid. So we're going to go with 130,000 as the offered wage. We're going to go with 3 years and an important first team player. He will be fantastic for this team. But as I said before, I won't accept a contract or anything until the next episode. Kurt Zouma was one of my best players last season. We're going to make another offer, but I'm thinking maybe going for a loan offer. I'm not sure what to go for. So we're going to have a look at any players I could possibly sell. Maybe I like all my centre backs. I've got so many good centre backs. I've got John Stones, Soulé, and obviously Jimenez. But I think one more centre back, and then we're finished for this season. So we're going to go for an offer of £5 million. Let's see what Chelsea say to that offer. And as I said before with Isco, he has been wasted on this game. They got Benatia just in the club. They got John Terry, Cahill, and I think Xavi Martinez as well. So we're going into the first friendly of the new season. Let's see how some of my younger players do in this first game. I've got so many great young players, like Isco, you guys mentioned as one of the best young players in this team at the moment. So we 1-1 at the moment. Going to cinch in the game, and we win the game 2-1 with J. Rodriguez scoring the second and winning goal. Transfer offers accepted all around the place now. We've got Kurt Zouma, who has accepted the £5 million offer. That's so cheap for a player that's this good on career mode. And also, I think they wanted between 7 and I think 11 million. And I've just gone away and offered 5 million. They've said yes, and let's go with 4 years, and it will be, I think, 1 up from the squad or the sporadic first team player. Actually, we'll make him an important first team player. He's that good on this game. I'm debating whether to go for Javier Hernandez because you guys said to maybe offer up maybe Tadic or Dybala in a swap deal, but I'm not sure if I want to sell either of them. Dybala, yes, he wasn't too good last season, but when he's good, he is properly good. And you guys said that as well last season. When he plays well, he scores goals, he does so much to the team, and he did actually show some great form towards the end of last season. But I'm just not sure. Javier Hernandez would be perfect for this team. He's £27 million. That is just ridiculous money. So this is my final offer for Lacazette. So I'm going to offer up Osvaldo, who's worth 9 million, plus £10 million. So there we are. And let's see what Leon said to that, because I don't think he's grown so far last season. So let's see what we can do at this team if I can sign him. And from the acceleration down to his reactions, he's got great strength as well, for not the biggest of guys as well, but he's just insane on this game, so I'd love to bring him into the team. And also got the 4-star skill, can play as a right winger as well, remember. So if I can play maybe Dybala as a striker and not use Tadic, I could play Lacazette as a right winger. It could all work out if I can maybe sign Lacazette. So these are my highest paid players at the team, and I want you guys to look down these few players I have here and tell me if you want to see any players leave the club. You guys also wondering why did you start Snarling, and the reason is towards the end of last season, I'll be honest, I preferred using Thiago next to Wanyama as a centre mid position. So Thiago is going to be the main player for this season. He's a player I'm going to hopefully work the team around as well, and hopefully Isco. That'll be incredible for this team. But let me know what players you want to see leave the club. Maybe Shane Long as well, because he's 29 years old. I can maybe use him in a swap deal for another striker. But it's just, he's on a massive wage as well, of 60,000 a week. Got Dybala, who's still on only 40,000 a week, so that is another reason why I do actually want to keep him at the team. But that's about it, guys, and let's now move on and let's see what Isco says to the contract. Sim game now against Pescara. No idea where this team is from. We're going to sim to end the game, and it's a 1-0 loss. Not too bad anyway. We've got a red card for Stevens. But remember, this is my weakest team I have. A bunch of new messages here. We're going to start off with a transfer offer yet again for Mayuka. So this time it's from Everton, and they've offered less than Genoa did a few moments ago. So they've offered 4.8 million, and again Everton, that is not going to happen, as Mayuka is still the best player I have on my subs bench. But also an unacceptable for Lacazette. They're interested in Osvaldo, but they do want £25.5 million. This could actually work though, because Isco has come back and said, even though I've offered him a crucial first team player, that he doesn't want to join the club. Or he said that basically he loves Real Madrid. I don't blame him, but still, maybe I could offer him more money. But we're going to get some good news here, as Kurt Zouma is going to come back to Southampton. He was, I think, the best player of last season, and Kurt Zouma has now joined Southampton. There we are. And you can see here, they're saying Southampton, bag a bargain. He's only 21 years old. He's getting like completely forgotten about with these new players that they've bought. We're actually going to move into the final sim game before we move into the new season for this season as well. We're going to sim to end the game, and we win the game 3-0. Hesketh's showing some great form in pre-season. I'll just show you once again, this is my strongest starting lineup at the moment. I'm so happy with this team going to season number 3. And as I said before, I want to mix a mixture of world-class players and also young players or young talent in this team as well, guys. And that's actually going to be the end of episode number 1 of season number 3. I am so excited to get into this new season. Let's go for the Premier League title this year as well. We'll find out towards the end of this season. But anyway, let me know down below with basically any more players you want to see, try and go for in this transfer window. And also leave a like on the video for another episode later on today. And check out my Twitter and also my Instagram down below in the description. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you for an episode hopefully later on today.